I have one request from the public, Mr. Andre Newcomb.
My name is Andre Newcomb, N-E-W-C-O-M-B. I live on 26 Wolf Street. You saw with the Veterans Cemetery, with bringing those remains here, how very true so many people are. When they talk their talk about patriotism and the great government, and yet they will build over your cemeteries and forget about you. You know? This is what Tucson did. They would just as soon forget about us. You know? They like the money. And just like in this town, not too long ago, 3 or 4 years ago, there was a picture, no, it was more than that, it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when the Iraqi freedom thing started. There was a photograph of some girls at the funeral on the Fort Huachuca. And I think they were sending a signal to the people in town that, yes, that was our friend, yes, he's in a casket, and yes, he's dead. You know, that we have people in this town who like money, and they like money, and they will say anything to you soldiers, you know? They will act like they are your friend, you know? And they will shine you on and everything. They like money, you know? And they will act like you are just lying. They will expect you to act like a woman and treat everybody like you love them, and at the same time they will challenge you to break the law, you know? They will march you off to war, you know, and not believe you, you know? And for you to prove that they can believe you, you will never see that, because it will take you dying before they believe you, you know? This is what I saw in that photograph, that those girls were sending a signal to their fellow girls and their fellow friends in this town that, yes, that's him, he's in the casket, and he's dead. You know? Now let me tell you something, soldiers. You know, they say they believe. You want to know whether they believe or not. You leave your wife here, and you leave your daughter here, and you leave your son here, and you find out how glad they are to see you when you get back. You know, when your wife has been taken advantage of, like my mother was, when your daughter is their victim, when your son is their prophet, you know, that is what happens. You will see that your son is sent off 50 miles away to their schools, and they will not give him lunch. And when they don't give your son lunch, though he took him 50 miles away from home to school, they will spank your son for not wanting to go to their school to tell him that everything is like it should be, when you know darn well that it is not like that. And they will be so glad to see you when you get home, sir, because they are so glad to have your money. You know, I would tell you, all of you soldiers, the young ones and the old ones, that if you want to do something with your money, send it home to your families, you know, or buy bonds or something, you know, because they will lie to you, and they will tell you that you need to prove that you are what you are, but you will never see the proof. Thank
you. We'll turn now to comments and requests of council. Mr. Blanchard.
I have nothing.
Mr. Hampton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just like to comment, 1 week ago tonight was the great project graduation at Buena High School. An opportunity to provide a safe and secure environment for our graduating seniors. We had approximately 80% participation of the graduating class, which is typical of the years. I had the opportunity to be present during a good portion of the evening, and I would like to especially thank all of the organizations, businesses, and individuals who contributed time, goods, and money to the effort to provide this safe and secure environment for our city's children. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Larry. Ms. Husky?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm looking forward to the completion of the 2 multi-purpose paths that have recently we voted on the funding for, because I wanted to say thank you to John Weddick for promoting the Pedal the Paths event this last week. I participated in that, and it was an opportunity for me to see the wonderful work that's been done at Eddie Sear Park. And it was a great day to get out and ride those paths. It is truly a pleasure, and I look forward to extending our paths. I didn't ask how many more miles will be completed when these 2 other paths are finished. Does anyone know?
2 miles.
2 miles? So we'll be up to 21. I look forward to the next Pedal the Paths. I hope it becomes a tradition. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to just echo Mr. Hampton's comments about Project Graduation. I did some Googling on that, and there's lots of those around the country, but in most cases, the students have to pay for it, to buy a ticket to go to Project Graduation. In this town, that it's free. There's no charge to the students. They've never been charged, and that's because of the generosity of, like Larry was saying, of our merchants and our parents and everybody in the community to make this a monumental effort to make sure our kids are safe on that important graduation night. I'd also, Mr. Mayor, like to make a comment. In last Wednesday's paper, the Sierra Vista Herald, Laura Ori wrote an article about participation by the Department of Public Works and the Make-A-Wish Foundation for a young man named Nathan Posey, where they raised some funds for him and made his wish come true. And it just typifies the caliber of people we have in our city staffs, not only with DPW, but the police, the fire, finance, procurement, everybody. And I just want to say thank you to them for making that young man's life a little bit easier. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Reardon. Ms. Doctor.
I have nothing this evening, thank you. Or should I say something?
He was shocked.
Mr. Mueller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to echo the comments that Mr. Reardon just made about our city staff. That is another indication that we do have quality folks, and the people of Sierra Vista should be rightfully proud of the work our city staff does every day. Thank you.
Thank you. And along that same line, I noted that Public Works Open House came and went with very little notice. Well over 500 people. Public Works had everything open to the public. It was a wonderful morning, and thanks again to you guys for doing that. Citizens who didn't take advantage of it, consider doing so next year. It's a very worthwhile display. With that, this meeting is adjourned.